Hello to ARKS Lounge, everyone. Welcome back. Got a little bit of a different stream layout at this time.
Yeah, thank you for doing all that work on it. It looks really good, actually.
Well,
oh, this is so much different. Wow.
Yeah. It could probably be a little bit better, but I
progress
did
is progress.
I did what I could with the limited time I had yesterday.
I'd say you did really good.
Thank you. So, how is everyone doing today?
Do you want to go first, Ratmut?
I'm doing good, I'd say. Can't really complain. Had a short little stream earlier, and yeah, that went well.
What were you playing?
I was just doing some weapon camo screenshotting.
Okay, fair enough.
So just very relaxed.
Yeah, hi to everyone in chat as well. Yeah, I've just been streaming some more Front Mission 3, trying to get through that. Really fun game. If you haven't played it, please go and try it. And then just, yeah, bit of NGS here and there, bit of PSOBB on the side. You know how it is. I don't change much.
You stick to what you want.
I have a very defined niche and I stick to it.
That's the go-to content creation way of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been much up to. I was using all my free time on growing the alliance, which worked out. We've been top 10 for the past 4 weeks, so that's nice.
I have noticed that we've had a lot of new members.
Yeah.
I think we've more or less doubled in size, if not more.
Feels like it, yeah.
Yeah, feels like it.
Amazing work. Congrats.
Yeah. Somebody asked where the 12 million player number is from. That was announced during the headline that basically the game reached 12 million total registered accounts, which is nice to see that the game is still reaching new milestones.
Out of curiosity with that number, do we know, is that just NGS or is that base PSO2 as well? Or I guess is there no way of telling?
It's PSO2 as well.
Okay.
I think they mentioned that it was like ever since the beginning.
Alright,
Yeah.
that makes more sense then.
And it's also like interesting because like the previous milestone they announced was when version 2 launched. Around that time we had a 11 million registered accounts campaign, and it's interesting that it took like almost 3 years to get 1 million, because when New Genesis came out we reached 9 million registered accounts. So from that to version 2 it was plus 2 mil, and now it's just plus 1 mil over almost the same time period. I feel like it's because the game barely gets any marketing these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that quite a bit, yeah. Sorry about that as well, I just got distracted. Yeah, it does feel like the marketing for the game is almost non-existent now. I think we get a few videos after NGS headlines, maybe covering major things like the story updates and so on. Apart from that, I don't remember seeing advertising for the game in recent memory.
Even like on the JP side, like, yeah, they do collaborations with brands and whatever, but you don't really see these like advertisements or big trailers anymore.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're just like... Yeah?
I suppose, we are quite a few years into the game now. Especially if you count PS2 base as well. The game's been around a long time now. I think it's only natural that the advertising's going to fall off after a while.
Yeah, maybe.
They're going to push the advertising more straight after launch, I guess.
Yeah. Though I would imagine maybe it's the case of them knowing that the game needs to be in a better place before they start spending on advertisement. Because they kind of had this with New Genesis at launch, where they paid some high-profile popular streamers to play the game, but the game was not ready for it at all.
Yeah.
The last time I remember seeing any advertisement was like 2 years ago? That's the only thing that comes to mind. Like a proper ad by SEGA, like nothing like collabing with creators or brands or anything, just normal ads. But since then, nothing. Nada.
It's kind of weird to me that they don't do anything with the creators. We have all the NGS content creators, even on the Japanese side, I guess. We've got all these content creators that are doing content for the game. It kind of feels odd that they don't involve us, but
yeah. Like at the very minimum, you would expect at least like a content creator kit that gives you like assets to make your streams better or something, or videos.
Yeah, I think the only thing they've got is, I think it's on the website. There's a few things like backgrounds and a few icons you can use, but it's really lacking.
Yeah, and the font, which I use very much in my videos.
It just seems odd though that we are here doing content for the game anyway. Ask us to help.
Doesn't cost a lot, and we want more people to see it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think the 60k figure that's been quoted in chat, I think that was shortly after release of NGS. Another player base definitely spiked then. Obviously, current player base is probably significantly lower.
Yeah.
Again, though, I know people like to bring up Steam chats all the time. Again, just bear in mind that population figures do only cover Steam. It doesn't cover Japanese side. It doesn't cover any consoles. So just bear that in mind.
Yeah. Also, it's like concurrent players and not total players. So like, if you only play for an hour a day, then you're 1/24th of a single concurrent player.
Yeah.
It's worth to remember that Steam is only one of how many platforms do we have again?
On PC alone, we have 3, but then we also have 2 consoles.
Yeah.
So, at minimum, you could probably times it by 5 and have a very rough estimate.
There's no way of knowing for sure. We can only get like a rough idea of what the population is, really.
Yeah. Like, there's no way to get a proper answer on that.
Yeah, I've seen some people saying that the game has like around 20 to 30k players, and I think that's like realistic.
Yeah, sounds.
Yeah, I think
sounds about right.
Yeah, if you include all platforms, consoles and everything as well, then maybe close to that. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, like some people take breaks, some people join in, etc. One thing that people don't seem to really talk about with Steam charts, because it doesn't fit the narrative, is that now we're at a point where the game has like 1 green month, one red month, 1 green month, 1 red month. It used to be that we used to have like 3 red months and then 1 green month. So I think the player base finally balanced around its core audience. So anything positive going from now is going to be a plus.
I kind of feel that I think the player base that, even if you want to take Steam charts into consideration, The player base that shows now, I think, is a player base that is pretty safe. It feels like it doesn't go up or down too much. So obviously we'd like the player base to go, but I think as long as it's not diving off a cliff, then I'm not too worried.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know what they would have to do for it to dive off a cliff. Because like they're not overhyping the June update, even though we can surmise that it's probably going to be decently big. I remember some people got upset over the version 2 update because it was just creative spaces and people expected more. Especially with the tentative title Ultra Evolution. What were they thinking?
I just want to point out again in chat, Song was just saying that 20 to 30k concurrent players is still far off 12 million. Yeah, but you also have to bear in mind that the game has been out since 2012.
Yeah.
That's a lot of players coming in and out over those years. And you're going to get natural fall off as the game goes on as well. But with PSO2 being around for such a long time, I mean, it's outlived a lot of other games.
Yeah.
You are going to have a lot of fall off in players. So over that time, there probably has been 12 million players. But of course, there's not going to be anywhere near 12 million playing it now. And
also, it doesn't have to be 12 million individual players, because I myself have 5 accounts. 3 of them I lost access to. And then I have the current GP one and the current global one. So yeah, keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, no, that's valid to mention. This is always... They never say that it's 12 million players. It's always registered accounts or registered players.
Yeah.
And it's an important distinction.
And other MMOs do the same thing. Like if you watch the Final Fantasy trailers, they always mention like, oh, we have this and this many registered accounts. And it's like, yeah, but active players are like less than 1 mil.
Yeah.
So... And yeah, that's a good point. No one ever questioned the other milestones, but now that they're announced a new milestone, it's like, huh? How? Like, I don't know. Create an account and play the game. Maybe you'll get bored after an hour and stop. You're still a player that contributes to the milestone.
I mean, if you think about it as well, you know, if you were a global player and you were getting NGS and you just wanted to play PSO2, you, to my knowledge, still have to do a little bit of NGS before you have the ability to switch to a PSO2 block after creation.
Yeah.
So if you do that and you don't like NGS at all, you're probably just going to quit. You've still made that account.
Yeah.
I think some of it as well could be due to, you know, we know there is a lot of backlash against NGS that's been going since launch, and it could just be that people don't believe that there's that many accounts, but they could just be forgetting that the game has been out in Japan since 2012, and that's where most of the accounts are.
Yeah. I think when Global first came out, they celebrated 8 million registered accounts shortly after. But I could be wrong, I don't remember exactly. Speaking of Global, it's gonna celebrate its 6th anniversary this month as well.
Nice segue.
Yeah!
Smooth.
Yeah.
No, but yeah.
It's nice to see that Global is still reaching new milestones. And honestly, some people would say that it's alive longer than they expected. I know so many people who I met on GP servers who said that like EN servers are a bad idea. In retrospect, maybe they were correct, but also like I would prefer for the English version to still exist, even if it's not the most popular thing.
It's a difficult one because having the English version obviously meant that a lot of people who play the Japanese version all of a sudden couldn't, without workarounds. But the fact the English version exists, well, the global version I should say, means Phantasy Star exists outside of Japan.
Yeah,
I'm happy about that.
Because like, before PSO2 came back in 2020, the previous final thing, Phantasy Star, we had in English was Phantasy Star Portable 2, I think.
Yes, I think.
That was like 2010 or something. And obviously,
yeah, 2009, I think it was.
2009. Yeah,
maybe 2010 in the West, maybe.
Yeah, and like obviously we still had Phantasy Star Universe till it shut down, but like, yeah, that's almost a full decade without the franchise.
Did the West ever get Idler, or was that Japan only?
We did, but it was
did get
after,
Idler, yes.
after PSO2 came back.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it would have been PSP too then.
Yeah.
Which is crazy when you think about it with how long ago that was.
Yeah. I do wish we would at least have gotten PSP2 Infinity. Just like PSO2 for the longest time didn't come to the West because Sega apparently didn't have the infrastructure to host the game.
Okay.
And but like that doesn't apply to the handheld games, so I don't know.
Yeah, I still find it really weird that we got PSP2 but not Infinity. It's such a weird decision, unless PSP2 just didn't sell well in the West.
Possible. I remember back in the early 2010s, there were a lot of games that didn't localize some of their latest entries because the piracy on the DS and PSP was just that rampant. Like hacking your PSP was the easiest thing to do. You didn't even need to buy anything. On the DS, you at least needed a flash card.
Yeah. Also, just quickly speaking of Infinity as well, 15th anniversary for Infinity. Go play it if you can.
Hey!
Hey!
Yeah, you did.
So many anniversary this year.
Yeah?
I gotta go and continue that at some point. I did start playing it at like 2 years ago?
Okay.
But then I kinda got distracted and still need to get back to it.
Yeah, I need to play some of these older entries at some point. I do have the UMD for Infinity in here. It's kind of funny because I bought it at like 2019, around that time. But it still came with the first print bonus of the PSO2 alpha test code.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
I think
damn.
that's how I got into the alpha test, I think.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Should have tried to get in.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah, see if you can make it in the PSO2 alpha from how many years ago?
I'm gonna take a screenshot in the alpha lobby that we have access to these days and be like, oh my god, I got in!
Whoa! Look at that. It worked. God, it feels weird that it's been 6 years of Global already.
I know,
Where
right?
did all that time go?
I ask myself that every day. Oh, by the way, today is also the 15th anniversary of the 3DS. That also feels like a lifetime ago.
Oh, you've just aged me like significantly.
Yeah.
I feel like
How was that 15 years old?
I know, right?
I just felt a part of my brain die a little bit.
A part of your soul dies every time you see a new anniversary milestone.
Every time people call the PS3 retro,
Yeah.
I can't.
I mean, in terms of age, it is retro, but when I think of retro games, I still think of like the SNES.
Can we just lock retro to that era?
It would be nice.
Yeah, 16-bit. You can maybe go to PlayStation 1. I'll allow that.
This is also
Apparently
funny.
PlayStation 1.
This is also funny because like technically Skyrim is a retro game though.
Oh god, don't say that.
GTA 5
Wait,
is also a retro game.
When did Skyrim release originally?
Skyrim released in
November
2011.
2011.
So PSO2 is retro then.
Kinda, yeah. Well, it technically didn't release on the PS3, so it kinda skirts around a bit.
Yeah, I get. Also, GTA 5 doesn't count. Screw that. That's still ongoing.
Rockstar also doesn't count, so that works.
True.
Instantly ages 20 years. Same.
I like that. Skyrim will be a retro game when Todd stops re-releasing it.
True.
Not wrong.
Yeah, there was an interview recently about how Todd wants the next Elder Scrolls game to go to the classics, be a little bit more like Skyrim and Oblivion. And people were like, Todd, Skyrim was the previous entry in the franchise. What are you talking about?
There's been nothing in between. We don't count Fallout because that's different. We don't count Starfield because Starfield isn't real.
Yeah, Starfield can't hurt you.
Turn on tier 1 graphics and PSO2 is retro. True. Also, the Vita version of PSO2 looks very crusty. It would pass as retro. Though the Vita version is now abandonware.
I wonder what the Switch Cloud version was like.
It's basically like the PC port, just with Nintendo button prompts.
Okay.
Which, speaking of the cloud version, and there's a lot of games on the Switch 1 that released as cloud version. And in the recent partner showcase, a lot of these games had like native ports announced for the Switch 2. So I wonder if Sega is maybe working on a native port of PSO2 for the Switch 2. I would welcome it.
The Switch 2 does have the power for it.
Yeah.
So.
And it also does have the storage capacity. Just recently I bought a 500 gigabyte SD Express card for it. It can easily fit at least 2 NGS.
I guess it really just comes down to how worthwhile it is for them.
Yeah.
Don't have one myself, but I'm not gonna say no. Because people have been asking for it.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Yeah.
some tedious grinds would probably be like a lot more fun in bed or whatever. Or like playing while the TV is playing something else. Could also use game chat to chat with your homies.
Oh god. Oh,
Might have
Nintendo,
to if,
never change.
If Discord goes the way it's going, we might have to.
Yeah.
At least Discord actually decided to back down after people
for
threw
now.
enough of it. For now.
Yeah,
We'll,
now.
we'll see what happens.
Oh no.
No, that was the running meme lately, like, oh my god, game chat is back because Discord is killing itself. What else? Yeah, this wasn't in the global headline, but Yui Hasegawa and Haruka Yanagawa will livestream the game on the 30th of March. For 4 hours, so that'll be a fun watch. I won't understand a single word, but I love their energy when they're playing the game.
See, that's the thing. Languages may be barred off for some, but you can catch the vibes.
Exactly.
Good vibes transcend language barriers.
There's no better language than body language.
Very true.
I say with my unemotive character. But yeah, this month's headline wasn't very big. It's basically like the spring seasonal event. And They showed Dragon X as Ruina X, or EX, which I'm looking forward to a lot because Dragon EX was like the first PSO2 boss that I fought where I thought, oof, these bosses have sauce. I like this. Granted, I was still like undergeared playing like fighter, and it's probably made the fight a little bit more exciting than once I actually got gear. But yeah, I also like the music for Dragon EX, so I'm glad it's
comes back.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think it was a fun fight in PSO2. I think he's one of the better normal bosses for sure.
Yeah. Apparently there is going to be an ARKS Records version of the LTQ. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm always happy when they do these ARKS Records for LTQs because it's like I don't mind doing ARKS Records, but repeating the same cocoons over and over does get stale a lot. So
yeah, great.
Kind of wish they would do more of these LTQs.
I do wonder if it's gonna be like if this is gonna be like one of those where each class has their own thing, or if it's just a mixed bag again.
Good question.
Considering the performance between classes can vary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be nice if it's like per class again, because that means I get 200 ARKS badges, and I need those.
Yes! Give me my badges, I need them for sitting on them.
Yes. I like to sit on my badges like a dragon sits on their pile of gold.
I feel that. Because I just get my SG off of other ships anyways.
Oh yeah, the 5th anniversary thankful ticket for March will have items from September to December 2021, so that's nice.
More reruns.
Yeah, I mentioned this last round, but these like free AC scratches are pretty nice. They're reviving old content, making them abundantly available. But what I'm less of a fan of is the Gold Fever scratch. That turned out to be a big nothing burger.
It's an insult calling it a gold scratch, honestly. It's terrible.
Literally just a treasure scratch, but with the gold Big Bang stuff attached.
Yeah.
At 0.000. Yeah.
Yeah, like on average, every 100 pulls, you should get one proper gold scratch pull. So, yeah. But still, I would probably prefer if it was a little bit more frequent.
I need to check. I've done 550 pulls, and I can probably count on one hand the actual noteworthy items.
So the headers in the first half saying, look, you can get 10 gamma reactors. It's really good. Ignore the fact that it's, again, like 0.00125% or whatever it is. You're never going to pull it.
Ignore the fact that it's more likely you'll pull an arch weapon from the quest. Yeah, I didn't even get vouchers. It's like, man.
That's like one of the good pulls I did. I got one pull for 50 vouchers.
Don't think I've had anything good from it at all. Although, to be fair, I only do play a few times a week, so I probably play less than most people. But yeah, I've had nothing.
The second part of the event will bring back the Shadow of the Fallen Star limited time urgent quest. And I think it's going to be a little bit different than the first time. Because, like, technically, we already know who the High Starless are, so having that as a plot point would be a little bit silly, chronologically speaking. And they did imply that the quest will hint at who the mystery girl is.
Okay.
So, I think they're definitely gonna change it up a little bit.
I would be very, very disappointed if it is just exactly the same quest again.
Yeah.
I know they did it with Agni. I don't mind the Agni fight for the one that we just had, but it did kind of annoy me that we got exactly the same LTQ again. Well, LT urgent quest in that case. So I am hoping there is some change with this one. Even if it's just like a little bit of dialogue or something, just to explain a few things, that would be fine.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to just keep rerunning all the content that isn't changed.
If they change the dialogue to actually say something new, just something, that's at least some effort taken.
Yeah.
But if it's the same thing, they did say that it would be hinting, so something has to change because the first one didn't have anything actually leading onto her.
Unless we just completely missed it, which I find it very unlikely.
At that point, we got like Dark Souls level of hidden lore.
Yeah.
I think the first time, and I might be wrong, but I'm sure it was basically just saying this is the high enemies and kind of introducing the high enemies for the most part. I don't remember there being much else to it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Well, they didn't name drop them, but like,
yeah,
a lot of them had question mark as their name.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be awkward if it
introduced.
Yeah, that would be awkward if it's still displayed them as question mark, because we already know who they are.
That might be the difference.
They changed the names.
Now we know what high enemies are, so this, that, and the other.
I really hope they do change it, but knowing this localization team, I'm not holding my breath.
We're gonna play Chapter 8, and the girl was going to introduce herself as Hi Ravid.
I mean, apparently, is it Mary and is it Kuka? Don't know who each other are.
Yeah.
In the current one.
Yeah, you have the Kuka saying with Mary in his name box, like, "Don't worry, Mary." Apparently he's schizophrenic talking to himself.
Yeah. I mean, they live in Kavaris, there's not a whole lot of people to talk to, so,
And he's probably like, those quintuplets look the same to me. It's so easy to mistake them. Never mind, they're my siblings.
Start calling them after jacket colors.
I still wouldn't remember them.
Kuka walks over to Mary. "Are you Ilma?"
I can tell Mary, I can tell Ilma, I can tell Tyvus. The other two, no.
Yeah, same. No idea. I know there's a blue one, and I know there's a green one.
Yeah, that's as far as it goes.
Yeah. As for the names, who knows? I have no idea.
It's one of them.
I'm trying to remember the names. Blue one is voiced by Alex Lee. Interesting.
You've got Mary, you've got Ilma, you've got Kuka, you've got Tyvus. What's the other one called? Can anyone remember this? Like anyone in chat either? They're clearly very important in the story if no one here can remember the name. Thule. Is it Thule?
Oh yeah, Thule.
Ah. Right.
We got that in the end.
Quest complete.
Super Storm Droid asks if we think if Luther got recast for Global. Well, assuming if he's gonna show up in the story again, he would need to be recast.
Yeah.
I feel that depends on if it's gonna be anything beyond just his fight, because something tells me that him showing up in the story thing was one of two things. One, he will be part of the story in some way, but only like him as a being rather than a character.
Yeah.
Or two, this could also just be hinting at the next 4-man fight.
Yeah.
Which I also hope is part of it, because I do want a 4-man Luther. Sega, please give me a 4-man Luther.
I think what could happen is that we're already like theorizing that in June we're gonna get a Nefarious map of some kind. So it could be that at some point they'll make a Arena Profound Darkness, and for that you would technically need the 4 falses from PS2.
That would be interesting. And if that's the case, they would have to recast them, yes, because there's literally no other option.
Yeah.
I can't remember how it worked in PSO2 because it's been a while since I played base, but I know in other games, Profound Darkness kind of creates Darkfalls, but doesn't necessarily need the Darkfalls to exist. So I don't know if they could just drop Profound Darkness in.
The way it worked in PSO2 is that the 4 falses have to fuse or something to create Profound Darkness.
Okay. So let's change it up a bit then from the other games.
Yeah. And the reason it worked in PSO2 is basically because Double Gemini, he's called in Global, just ate everyone else, so he had all the falses inside him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be interesting if they like did a Ruin and Profound Darkness and maybe change the Gemini phase to be something else.
Yeah.
Like that's the weakest part of the fight in my opinion. Like you have
the Gemini fight is not great.
You have this world-ending event, but first you need to fight this toy car.
Yeah. The toy cars were no joke, you know, if they caught up to you,
yeah,
they just ended you immediately.
Speaking of Doll Girl, there was a story teaser for Chapter 8. Didn't show much. We know that she's a Slayer apparently, which funny thing, they also dropped in the Slayer renewal on the same day.
Convenient.
Yeah.
I'm happy about this news. As a Slayer main.
Means new Slayer weapon count.
Yes! Gimme! I also like her style.
Must have been suffering over the last couple of months with Slayer.
I mean, could be better, but I can't really say that I've been having many issues.
Also like how they announced the crit rate display for the DPS meter. Like, oh yeah,
yes,
you can tell they've been playing Slayer recently.
As a very loud and proud Slayer that uses a Fatale Gunblade, I'm all for this. Give me more crits.
Yeah, the teaser basically only confirmed that the new girl has amnesia, and that she's apparently going to tag along as part of her restoring her memories, which kinda sounds like the player character from the first story. So it's got me thinking, like, maybe, like, if she's an ARKS, maybe she's the real 909? Who knows? She could be definitely a Meteorn.
With how extra she looks compared to everyone else, I wouldn't... that wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got the drip, so you know she's not normal.
Yeah. She's insane.
Yeah, I was thinking about how maybe the rerun of the Urgent Quest is going to have like a cutscene in the end where we see a meteor pod fly into the Ultra Realm portal, and that's going to like kickstart the story of us going inside there trying to find it. Which also
I did laugh at.
Yeah,
I think it was Manon that says it in the trailer where she goes, "This looks like Ratem." It's like, oh, you think?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Genius, Manon.
I do wonder how they will actually do the story stuff in there, considering the only stones we have currently are just singular instance stones rather than more of a space to move around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess all the story quests are just going to be like regular instant stuff. Oh, I just know. Thingies in here should be here. Let's see. Give me a sec, I'm
glad-
troubleshooting.
I'm just glad that they're finally doing something that actually has to do with Old Realm when it comes to the story.
Yeah.
Instead of it just being there out of nowhere.
It was interesting when it got added, but it felt like they didn't really do anything with it. It was just a zone to go to farm stuff. So it is good that they're now tying it into the story.
The impact was very lost. Because all we see when we're not in there is just two big rifts in the sky. And that's it.
It feels very reminiscent of how they handled the Ultimate Amduskia stuff, where they introduced it in episode 4 with zero context of what it is. And then it took till episode 6 to be like, oh yeah, by the way, this is like super important place. There's a Shion clone in here that just sleeps and it keeps corrupting all the area.
Yeah, you've been there for like 2 episodes, but yeah. Could be.
Theory that she might be a Madhoy clone. That would be interesting. So it will also be funny if she like ends up introducing herself as Claris Grace the Fourth. Yeah. Damn, I guess Force players are switching to Slayer soon.
I mean, the weapon looks sorta like it could be something along the lines of Clarissa. Very slightly, but you know.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's got like, there is a similar kind of theme to its appearance, I think.
Yeah.
Whether it means anything, I don't know, but...
Guess we'll have to see. And they're like extra cruel about it because the story releases on April 1st and the next headline is on March 31st, so we get zero time to speculate after the next headline.
They knew we'd talk about ESA, so they thought, no, we can launch it immediately after, so you don't get a chance to.
Yeah.
Also, dropping the update on April 1st is so funny to me.
Oh yeah, I've already seen a bunch of doomers be like, oh, funny April Fool's joke.
Hee hee ha ha.
I will say though, I do think a lot is riding on this story update. I think a lot of people have been expecting things for a long time, and I think if this doesn't hit, then we might have problems, but I think given how long they've worked on it, I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah. Hopefully they took the people's want for good story to heart.
Yeah, and I think people need to curb their expectations a little bit, because it's going to be just one chapter of a story.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, the big thing they need to nail is to have consistent story updates. Not like, oh, we're gonna do one chapter every 4 months for a year, and then afterwards it's one chapter per year again. Can we please not do that?
Yeah, Vanity in chat just said, I saw one person that expect the update to be 50 hours long. They may be disappointed.
Yeah.
They're gonna be sorely disappointed. At least be realistic with it. It's good to be excited, but
Yeah.
keep
Yeah,
your
like
expectations in check.
This isn't going to be a Realm Reborn thing. It's going to be a Phantasy 14 expansion. It's going to be one chapter of a story that will finish in 4 to 5 years. So people need. I watched a video from Josh Strive Hayes today, where he was talking like people expect MMOs to release as full games these days, and it's just not realistic.
Yeah.
A very different industry in these days. You're not
Yeah.
gonna see that kind of stuff again.
I agree that when New Genesis launched, we should have gotten more than we did, but
Yeah, for sure.
it was always going to be an incomplete game that they would just patch in later.
It's just the nature of how MMOs are. Like, you know, you don't go into an MMO expecting there to be an entire game there already. They are very much things that are updated over the years that they're
Yeah.
active. If they didn't update, then it's not really an MMO.
Yeah, like when PSO2 launched, we only had like 3 or 4 chapters of episode 1.
Yeah.
Just like, still better than what New Genesis had on launch, but it's like also very incomplete. Chapter 1, if I remember correctly, was basically just the Navarious stuff, where you had the story quest you had to repeat 3 times to get all the progress on the Matterport. And then chapter 3 and 2 and 3 were basically just an introduction to Lilipa and Amduskia, which wasn't great. And then chapter 4 was about Tundra and the MacGuffin chase for the Clarissa parts.
Yeah, you forget how much there was in PSO2 story that probably didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
in my opinion, I think pretty much everything with Fury and the Lillipans could have been cut.
Pretty much, because it never went anywhere. Same with like...
Yeah, she just kind of met them and did nothing.
Yeah. Same with like Aki and Light. Like, I get what they were trying to do with her, but like, it was a lot of tell, don't show. in my
Yeah.
opinion. And it also doesn't help that like the Aki plotline from episode 2 was just completely cut in the shortening of the first 3 episodes.
I don't think we lost too much there, to be honest.
Mm,
And and then in the PSO2 anime, Aki wasn't even around. Like, her role was replaced by some old dude that's crazy. And yeah, Cerulean Skies says, in their opinion, the story didn't pick up till episode 3. I would say the story didn't pick up till like the very end of episode 2. Because like, I remember
Yeah.
the chapter where you have Code Abyss being really hype. I remember the episode 0 chapter you got being pretty hype, where you go back in 10 years into the past. But like, other than that, it's a lot of nothing.
a lot of setting up things that don't really end up going anywhere.
Yeah, like there was character development for sure. Like Echo had a whole character arc and stuff. and Melrandia also had a character arc, but it feels like they could have probably been a little bit more efficient about storytelling.
Yeah.
This is why I said in my critique of NGS video that PSO2 story had a lot of quantity over quality. It's like there's a lot of cutscenes to go through. A lot of them also look very bad, but yeah, we have stuff to do, and that's the thing with MMOs. They focus on stuff to do a lot of the time. And New Genesis didn't, and that's why we had barely anything to do on launch.
I think that was the issue. I think with PSO2, even if you didn't really get on with the story, there was still a lot of other content to do. Even quite near launch, there was still a pretty decent amount of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Where, you know, we all know how NGS launched. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
But
honestly, it feels like they rushed through the beta process and didn't realize some of the shortcomings of the game fast enough.
yeah.
Because I remember when I played the beta, I was like, this is cool. I can't wait for the game to have like more than this. And then the game came out and it was just this basically.
It felt like an intro, like a introduction zone, basically.
Yeah. Which in the grand scheme of things it was, but like an introduction zone to a game that wouldn't be like fully fleshed out for 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think it's very fair to say that Sega very much watched the launch of NGS. I think no one will take offense with that.
Yeah.
You know, it did not have a good launch, but I think the important thing is how the game continues going forward.
Exactly.
We shouldn't just stick about the launch. The launch is over and done. It was
Yeah.
bad, done. I think we should just focus on how the game is now and how it's going to be going forward.
And the launch was 5 years ago, so it's water
Yeah.
under a bridge regardless of how you see it.
It's a different game now.
Yeah. It's
Now
so
the
weird.
game at least has a pace to it. There's...
Yeah.
They have their... They basically made their way of how they want things to go.
Yeah. They fucked around and found out what to do with the game. What was I gonna say? Lost my train of thought. Whatever. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No. Now I know what I want to say. I still get comments every now and then of people being like, "Oh, what killed the game is the open world because people are bored to play in it anymore." And like, the open world hasn't been relevant in like years. What are you talking about?
They stopped doing anything noteworthy with the open world with like version 2.
Yeah, like we would still get
Some small additions.
Yeah, we'd still get some small additions, but largely people only play instant quests now, which is like very much how any Phantasy Star game did it prior. So I don't know.
The open world was trend chasing and it clearly didn't work out, so they went back to what they know.
Yeah,
I know some people might say, you know, we've got the open world, why don't they do more with it? But the fact is, like Ratmut just said then, it clearly didn't work, but they can't just get rid of it now it's in the game. It's there to stay.
yeah,
But they've obviously just pivoted over to the more instance content, which I'm fine with because I think the instance content for the most part is generally better done than any of the open world stuff they've done previously.
yeah. The open world at this point is just a nice backdrop for the quests.
Yeah. Use it for screenshots.
Yeah. And like, the only way I could imagine them changing this is if they made a unified lobby again. And then maybe have Halfa be a specific block
Yeah.
or whatever.
Hijack the nameless ship. Do it, Sega. I dare you.
But please name it before you do.
Name it the Guardian.
It's kind of funny because they can't really make a PSO reference by calling a group of people hunters because the class. Like, oh, the Hunters Guild? You mean the guys with the big swords?
To be fair, that was even a problem in PSO because you still had hunters in PSO, but you also had Hunters Guild, and everyone was called hunters.
Yeah.
Yo, is that a Monster Hunters reference?
Can't believe Monster Hunter would steal the word hunter 3 years later.
Quite a few years later, actually, because it's in a Phantasy Star 4.
Nameful city. The named city, there we go.
And hereby I name you named.
Yeah, the name of the nameless city is Nameless City.
It's been too long now, they can't rename it. That's the official one now.
Let's see, what is it to talk about?
There was a much shorter headline than normal, really, wasn't it? Though it's clear that March is kind of a down month before. Obviously, April's going to be a big one with the story update and everything. So
Yeah.
I think we all kind of knew that March was going to be quite a.
Yeah.
The roadmap was already enough to tell that.
Yeah.
That's what confuses me, because some people expected March to be much bigger. I'm like, have you guys not seen the roadmap? We said from the beginning that the content doesn't start till April. I don't know.
April, then June or July. It's
Yeah.
like the two big ones we know currently. In between, don't expect as much.
It's been like this for a long time, though. We typically have, one big update month, and then you might have one or two kind of quieter months. That is where you can go and, do whatever you want to do. You can go and play other games, whatever you want to do, and then you come back for the major months. It is a game you can just kind of step in and out of when you want to.
Yeah.
As it should be, that's the healthy way of doing it. Instead of being around all the time every day.
Well, to be fair, when I don't play, I just go and play PSO 1, so it's probably not much healthier, to be honest.
I mean,
It is a
depends.
different game.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull the roadmap up real quick.
Yeah, I looked at it not so long back, and I've already forgotten what was on it.
My brain remembers anger.
Yeah, like
That's the only thing I remember, yeah.
the February to March portion is like has so little in it. They had to use the 5 Go Beyond logo to fill it out a little bit. So I don't know what people were exactly expecting.
I do find it interesting that we do have 2 back-to-back sections with a high difficulty quest.
Yeah,
That's unusual.
I expect one of them to be either high Solus or high, not high, malignant Luther. It won't make sense. They already have the fight in the game, so might as well.
So long as Luther is one of them, it doesn't matter to me which the second one is.
I just want it to be a permanent way to fight Luther. That's all I'm
Yes!
asking.
Yes! Since they
It should not be
since they-
temporary.
Since they didn't want to make the trigger availability permanent. I say, looking at a stack of 900 triggers.
I bought a few of them, but then I was like, do you know what? This money's better suited for fashion.
They were expensive. Very expensive.
See, I thought you could just buy, I think it was about 100 or so you could buy a day, every refresh of the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, 3 million, or, if you want to refresh a few times, a few million a day, it's not too bad. But then I didn't realise that it kind of never expires. You just keep doing it every day. And I just started to think, who's got the money for this? I don't.
Whales and the people that are too lucky with their drops.
Yeah. Definitely not me.
Yeah, who'd have
Not
the
me
money
either.
for these triggers? I say with my 200 mil in my pocket.
I think if my characters have 2 million on them, I'm doing well.
Wow.
The problem is I get money and I immediately spend it on fashion stuff. I never actually get any money.
Well, now it's a little bit better for you because you get 200 extra for being airlines.
See, money comes, money goes, but fashion is eternal. You're spending your money well.
Exactly.
Gear be damned.
I do what I can with the gear, it gets there eventually.
Actually, also looking at the roadmap. If we have main story chapter 9 in the same section as Anga, I hope they have some sort of connection.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that it would be, but considering the whole thing of some possible Nefarious zone,
Yeah.
it's not impossible.
Yeah.
Do we know at all yet how Anger's getting introduced, or have they not touched on that at all?
No. All we
No.
know is the silhouette of the enemy.
Okay.
We have a silhouette and that's it. And then after that, for October and onwards, there's... I don't even... This is just something else. This is something from some other game.
Yet it kind of looks like Deus Ex on crack.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It looked kind of similar to like one of the... I can't remember the name of them now, but the more humanoid versions of Deus Ex that you fight before the main boss.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is the same silhouette.
No, it's not.
No.
It's a new
more,
enemy.
It's too slim. It's too slim to be Deus. But it's still humanoid.
Yeah, it kind of gives off the same vibe. But honestly,
Yeah.
what could also be the case is that this is Dark Falls sized. It's just the artwork is scaled down to fit into the thing.
Turns out this is the super form of the mystery girl. Turns out she's evil all along.
Yeah, she's gonna turn into Slayer and then power creep the whole game.
Yes.
One thing I am interested in is when they do add Anger Fandage. I'm curious to know how they're going to handle the resistances thing, if they even do it in NGS. Because that was kind of a major part of the fight in PSO2.
I think they're probably not gonna bother.
Do you think?
Considering they made away with it with the mask, I wouldn't be surprised if they made away with it with the Anga as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. I suppose it would be quite unfair if they said, oh, it's resisting gunblades and you're playing Slayer.
Well, I guess I'm not fighting anymore. Damn.
I remember
Well,
there
they
was
could make it like
I remember there was a time period in PSO2 where it would also always resist 3 weapons and or a element if you had a force player. But there used to be a time period where you're farming the ultimate Amduskia quest and then it just resists all 3 hero weapons and everyone in the party is a hero player. That was fun.
I think, was it based on
Brilliant.
the damage that he received that he resisted?
You
think
would
so.
resist the three most, like the weapons that dealt the most damage during the
Yeah.
first phase.
Yeah, so if you're playing hero, then yeah, he's going to resist those 3 weapons.
Yeah. Then I swapped to Detector and I was like, he's never gonna resist Wand because Wand sucks in this game. And then a Wall came out and like, fuck, he's resisting Wand.
I counter your wand with a magical beam.
Someone actually said, mentioned about the mystery guy at the end of the trailer. I don't know if we talked about that.
Oh yeah.
There was a male voice at the end. I didn't really recognize it. I don't know if you did.
In the new teaser or the old teaser?
It was in
the
one of the
old
ones.
I think it was.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it is now because they split it into 2 videos for YouTube. But at the end of them, there's like a male voice that talks at the end, and I couldn't recognize it myself.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that was the first teaser. That is Crawford's voice, both in English and in Japanese. But it
Do you think?
doesn't necessarily have to be Crawford.
yeah,
It could be the same voice actor doing a different character.
yeah.
But that is his voice.
I
It sounded a
mentioned
bit off to me. I don't know, but maybe it's Crawford.
I mentioned it in the story video I did recently, but like there's 3 candidates for this character right now. Either it's a humanoid version of Vile, which is kind of likely. Technically, Vile could just teleport to a different body or something. I don't know. Then it could be like Evil Crawford. The Japanese community even dubbed him Blackford. And that would imply a lot of things. I doubt it's like Crawford proper. It's probably like a starless Crawford or something because they're starting to copying ARKS or something.
Alter Crawford.
Yeah, exactly. And the third option is that it might just be Xiao, because if you listen to Xiao's voice actor, especially in Japanese, he sounds very similar to Crawford. So.
Kinda, but the actual voice actor is also completely different.
Yeah.
But it's all possible. I wouldn't say no to more callbacks and like stuff like this, considering they've clearly been wanting to do these small teases now.
Yeah, which I appreciate, because PS2 did a lot of teaser trailers at the end of each PS2 station. So it was a little bit disheartening to see that New Genesis kind of abandoned them entirely. I mean, obviously they don't want to overpromise, but I feel like, especially with like months that are a little bit lighter on content, having a teaser at the end at least keeps us talking about the game.
Yeah, for sure. I'm still going to say it's 20th anniversary of PSU this year. I'm going to say it's Ethan Way, but they're bringing back.
Yeah.
Now that's the real twist. PSU, the universe actually connecting with the online universe.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, since
Yeah.
you've made it this far, let me show you the truth. And then the logo changes from New Genesis to Phantasy Universe 2.
Oh, Jesus. Now we're really in the deep end of it.
I mean, if there is a way to kill the game, that is the way to do it.
Suddenly you try to enhance your gear at the item lab and your gear just explodes.
Yeah. Yeah, you know that Ash weapon you've just got? Be a shame if you lost it.
Me just waiting for them to release all of those 32 camos. No, 36 camos. Because
Yeah, I would.
it's very
Not like
likely that
me.
it's very likely that they'll repeat the relic way of doing it.
Yeah, I would really not want to be in your position trying to collect all the camos in the game.
Nope.
I admire the effort, but not for me.
Especially. Can I rant for like a second?
Sure, go for it.
What the hell is going on with this new trend of them making the color matching camos $150
Yeah.
each? I despise this new trend. I hate it.
Would these be the ones that are also not tradable?
Yes. Scratch count bonuses, all sitting at 80 pulls. And I'm like, why? What was
Yeah.
the point?
We thought like let's fuck over Ratmut in specific.
Greedy bastards.
It is way too much, to be fair. I agree with you.
Like no other scratch count bonus camo has ever been that high.
Yeah.
The highest have been like 60 or 65, maybe 70, but 80.
I think 45 is a good place for a camo like that. It's still $90,
40
but like, yeah.
That's more understandable. Yeah, like put it in between the EX motions.
Yeah.
Like that's it's still a lot, but it's more manageable. I'm not gonna drop $150 on a stupid camo like that. Not twice in a month either, like they're doing with March.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Are you
rant
saying,
over.
are you saying you don't want to spend $300 a month on camos?
No. I want my camos to be viable with Meseta.
Yeah, I guess they need to do something to make whales feel special. And like the regular version of the camo is tradable and easier to acquire, so I guess if you just want the weapon itself,
The thing is
the
that-
ones they at least have their color variants, so yeah.
To me, though, the way they've done it is the camos that you have to whale a lot to get. All it says to me, if you're using that camo, is look at all the money I spent.
yeah.
That's all it's saying to me, because you can't obviously trade them or anything. So you're just basically advertising that you've whaled on that scratch.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Which there is nothing wrong with it, but like,
No, if you want to do that, go for it. But
yeah.
Thankfully, I'm still at least able to make like coverage of them because I can just use their previews when they're around.
yeah.
So, ha! Screw you, Sega. I might not have them, but I can at least do my job with them.
Yeah, I think the scratch count bonuses are like fine to make whales feel special. The only problem I have with them if they're offering something that you can't get as a free player, like with the Two Who collab, for example, Bad Apple was in the scratch count bonuses because they knew it's like the most important music disc of this collaboration, and that sucked.
I'm sorry, I did give in on that one. I did pull for it.
Understandable, because
Yeah.
it's probably not gonna come back ever.
Oh no, that is never coming back.
It's like you do it now or you don't do it ever.
Yeah.
Also reminds me, speaking of collabs and the roadmap again, not a lot of it. Not a lot of collabs showing up.
Yeah, true.
And I wondered why. Are they just not getting as many anymore? Are they trying to lessen the focus on collabs?
Maybe.
They're also being very vague. Serious collab.
Yeah, you figure
Uh-huh.
it out. It's a series.
One of them, surely.
It's, yeah. Imagine if they're just going to use a nothing word like that to make a collab that's actually big, but like for some reason not specifying it on the roadmap.
Yeah, Quest. You decide what it is. Quest.
Quest.
I mean, they actually did that with the roadmap, like October onwards, new quest content. Like, really?
No
Nah.
shit.
Yeah, I had a
Really?
joke about it, but yeah, then I remembered they actually did it.
There's
New
going to be new quests? Wow!
New enemies. New enemies. New enemies. There's new enemies in every section. Who would have thought?
Yeah, in regards to the collabs, I'm not really sure what the reason for it is for there being less. I mean, part of it could be, again, we talked about it earlier, there's probably less people playing now than there have been. It could just be maybe there's not as much financial viability to do it because it's going to cost SEGA a lot to do the collabs. It could be that maybe they think that there's been a few too many and people want a bit of a break between the collabs and have other like original content instead.
Possible, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause there's been a lot. Not as many last year, but 2024 was pretty much every month.
Yeah.
More
It
or
felt
less.
like it.
Yeah, the past 3 collabs were almost all just Kotobukiya. So, yeah, I don't know.
Sega and Kotobukiya doing really, really good.
I did see recently that Kotobukiya have launched some more new plastic models, and the first thing I thought was, well, that's going to be an NGS collab soon.
Maybe that's the series.
Maybe it is.
Trying to think what it could be, because like it's such a non-descriptive word.
Could literally be anything, couldn't it? I mean, there's no way of telling what it's going to be.
Yeah. Like
Could be a game series, anime series, manga series, light novel series, movie series. I don't know.
Because
Throw
if it was-
something wild out there.
If it was a Sega game, I'm pretty sure that previously they've said Sega collab, so I'm guessing it's not a Sega collab, so we've narrowed that
Yeah.
down. So anything that isn't Sega.
Yeah, there is this in the section for June to July. We do have a Sega IP collab, but Sonic?
Yeah, that's probably Sonic, because like
That's gotta be Sonic.
his
considering
birthday is
we-
always on in that.
Yeah,
time
yeah.
period.
Like,
If
that
they
is
took-
guaranteed.
If they could call the PSO anniversary a Sega collab, then they'll do it for Sonic as well.
I mean, to be fair, the PSO Sega collab ended up being PSO 2ES anyway.
Yeah, I was about to mention it. Like,
Yeah, that's even more bizarre. Where's our N spec PSO outfits?
such a shame.
One
30th
day.
anniversary.
Such a shame they didn't do anything more with the PSO anniversary.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed the arch weapons, at least from seeing them on other players.
Yeah, I don't have one. So,
Yeah, me
Don't have
neither. But I don't know. Like outfits could be nice. Maybe you could have redistributed some Raggle memories again. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of players who haven't logged in when Wiz was giving them out basically every month.
I would like there to be more Raggle memories, just so I can get the rest of the PSO music discs.
Yeah. Dr. Eggman Mean Bean Machine collab. That would be funny.
That would be such a wild pull.
More game
Awesome.
collabs and less anime collabs. Same. Because I haven't watched these animes, most of them anyway. I don't plan
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, a lot of them have been solid, but some of them are just really out of nowhere. It feels like.
I mean, I
But I
guess,
feel-
you know,
I feel that's more the case even so with the plastic model ones, because a lot of people just don't click with them at all.
Yeah.
yeah. I suppose those collabs, they are very much aimed at the Japanese side primarily.
Mm.
Yeah.
we're kind of guests. We get it by consequence. I think they are very much aimed at the Japanese player base first and foremost.
Likely why we haven't seen a collab for something more Western focused.
Yeah. I'm
Closest
curious
we
to see if,
got was everything with guns.
I'm curious to see if they do anything for Phantasy Star Universe's 20th anniversary later in the year, even if it was just more line strike cards or something, or just something. But I think if PSO barely got anything, I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, we're gonna have Ruiner Darkfall's Mother, and we're gonna have the 15-star, I don't know, series that's based on PSU weapons.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, and we're gonna get some posters for Creative Spaces.
And the Rappies changed to the ones in Universe. Yeah.
Give us the huge ones from Universe.
Yes.
The really, really cursed ones.
Have the cursed ones take the place of Emperor Rappies, but they actually just run at you and really screw your shit up.
Yeah, they have no chill whatsoever.
Yeah,
Honestly, I would love that.
that's what I liked about the Ragdoll Rappies returning, because like regular Rappies are like, hello, welcome to the game, let me sing the Rappy song. And the regular Rappies just fuck you up.
Oh no, Rappy got hands.
Yeah.
This just makes me think of an even more crazy version of that one quest we had with the three malevolent... No, malevolent. the Gigantex
Yeah.
great Rappies. We need more silly stuff like that.
Yes.
It was a relay quest, that wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, bring that back.
We had it for a whole 2 days. I really thought back in the day when we first got relay quests that would be like an experiment for like a daily loop.
Yeah.
Like change
I wish
quest
they
every day or
kept
two.
it as a permanent thing.
Especially when they brought it
kept
back as
variety.
well. When they brought it back, I thought, okay, clearly it worked okay the first time because they wouldn't do it again otherwise. And that we still haven't had them made permanent.
Yeah.
It would be nice just as something else to do, just another permanent bit of content that people can do that changes up every so often.
Yeah, especially since like we have 4 different weapon badges now. So it would be nice if there would be like a rotating style of content with the relay quests, where you can farm different badges every day. Because like a new player trying to catch up on all the badge content now is gonna have to farm like crazy when they are available.
It would be a good place to have some of the stuff that just hasn't come back from limited time quests as well.
Yeah.
Like drops wise, like there's so many camos that have just shown up in a singular limited time quest and then just poof, gone.
This is why I don't hunt camos, you see.
I don't recommend it. It's sanity breaking at times. But I'm dedicated to the cause now. I'm too lost.
I do like though that they're making more camos as like the rare drop to chase. I do wish they would overhaul some of the quest display information, because a lot of the time you won't know a quest drops something valuable unless you have the wiki open on the second monitor.
Yeah.
Which is the problem with many MMOs. And I think they could probably fix some of the retention problems if they just had all the information available in-game.
Oh god, I feel another rant coming on.
Go for it.
Specifically to they have the featured items list.
Yeah.
But they, for some reason, just refuse to retroactively go back and actually add all of those to the content that have permanent evergreen drops.
Yeah.
There's so many things in just about everything honestly from version 1. Almost everything has some sort of camo or cosmetic. But who's gonna know?
Yeah.
You have the systems in place. Just use them.
You should never be in a situation where you have to go to the wiki to find something out. You should be able to find out anything in-game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
This shouldn't be a wiki game because it's not sized to be a wiki game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, take something like Warframe. That's a wiki game because there's too much game. But this, no. The info should be readily available in game.
I'll also say that like I spent a lot of time of playing PSO2 on the wiki because it wasn't like big enough to have a wiki to be a wiki game, but it was convoluted enough to be a wiki game. Because like there's so many systems and weird things that you just don't know about unless you read it on a wiki. Like for example, there's twin machine guns PA that scale with range attack, deal scale with enemies melee defense, and deal melee damage. So you have like 3 different stats interacting with one PA, and eventually they streamlined it a little bit to all be ranged. But still, it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to min-max this class just by looking at the stuff in game? Like, that's not gonna work.
Clearly, you should just know it.
Like, yeah, it makes sense if you think about it, but like, it's a little bit weird.
I can't remember if it was reading from a wiki or hearing it from someone else that I learned that headshot damage was an actual thing.
I think I learned about it myself from hearing from someone else. That's also another thing, like, I spent so much time playing PSO2 episode 2 and 3 not knowing that the 250% RDR boosts exist. So I was always wondering, like, why am I not getting 13-star weapons? Like, what the hell?
Where are my drops?
Just in general, I think information needs to be a little bit better distributed in these games. And like, yeah, you can rely to some extent on content creators and fans doing wikis, but like, more and more people, I think, come into the genre not expecting that type of relationship with the game, and they didn't just get lost and log out.
Yeah, I do feel that the game is not particularly beginner friendly, particularly if you're coming into it as a brand new player. There is a lot of things that the game does that it doesn't really explain that well.
Yeah.
Which is funny to think of when NGS was, and still is, very streamlined compared to PSO2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder what the hell would happen if a new player today would step into PSO2.
They'd be overwhelmed, I think.
Probably.
Likely.
I know a few people who've tried it fairly recently to try to get into base game, and just couldn't because they just didn't know what was going on. There was so much stuff, so many pop-ups and everything about all these new systems and everything. They just didn't have a clue what was going on.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that the early game experience is like so fast. Like, you do one client order for Echo or something, and suddenly you have 5 new levels. It's like, okay, great. Can we like slow down a little bit?
Yeah.
Here, you talk to someone else, 10 more levels. Onto you. and then you hit the level 75 wall, and then you suddenly wonder where all the levels went.
I'm not even sure if Global has the 75 level cap.
No, but I mean like the actual EXP curve.
Yeah.
That one's there regardless. I don't think...
Yeah.
I can't remember how we...
The EXP curve falls off a cliff.
I don't remember how we actually have it with the uncaps if we had them around. I don't remember.
It's kind of strange, that isn't actually with NGS. It feels like there is no real experience curve. If anything, it feels like a level faster the higher level I get. I think it's because the quest gives so much experience at a high level that you just power level.
Yeah.
That's also because they have designed the game in a way where they want to get you to the top as quickly as possible. Which is like another thing I always harp on, like there's so much game in this game, but they only ever keep the last 5% relevant.
Yeah.
The journey doesn't exist.
The journey is the story content, which I wish would mean they would update the story content a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like they raise the level cap every 4 months. Can we get a story update every 4 months?
I mean, hopefully April's the start of that.
Yeah.
All we can do is hope and pray.
Yep.
And complain if it turns out it doesn't happen.
I mean, that'll happen anyway.
True, we complain regardless.
Yeah. My cope right now is that they spent like 5 years working on like the game systems and stuff, basically going through the growing pains. And now that they have the foundation finished, they're gonna just add more, focus on the more superficial stuff like concerts and whatever.
5 years to build a foundation.
But we'll have to see. Yeah, that's also another reason why I think the launch was just so awful, because like, had the launch been better, then it probably wouldn't feel like we're building a foundation for 5 years.
Yeah. Kind of feels like we're playing catch up from launch.
Yeah. I remember back when Quaris came out, that felt like the first time the game felt launch ready, which was a year after launch.
Yeah, well, you know, hopefully with the story coming in April, hopefully that'll be the start of them getting the story rolled out slightly more regularly.
Yeah.
As long as there's enough meaningful story rollout and that it doesn't take half a year for each chapter,
yeah,
I'll be satisfied.
Or 2 years to finish one chapter, like in the case of chapter 7.
Yeah. I can't say I've been a fan of chapter 7 simply because half of it was just all of these mini episodes for a whole year.
Yeah, like in terms of content, I don't dislike chapter 7. The only problem with chapter 7 is that we're looking at 2 years of it being spreaded around. It's like spreading, like, I don't know, a gram of butter on one slice of bread. Like, that's too little. We went from 2 chapters a year to 1 chapter a year to 1 chapter every 2 years, and it's like, yeah, I can kind of understand why people enthusiasm is running out for this game.
Yeah.
So I hope with the new story they're gonna pick up the pace again.
I remember seeing, I forgot who it was, but I watched someone play through like several patches worth of the mini episodes in a row, and seeing several of them flow from one to another that at least felt like it made more sense
Yeah.
instead of like just 1 or 2 cutscenes every 2 months.
I said it, I think like 2 years ago when I did my original new player guide, that like, as a new player, going through all the story content from start to finish feels a lot better than waiting for it to come out. And I think that's how they design the story content around. Just also why I say that there's just so much growing pains with this game, because like, yeah, when we only had 1 chapter story, then there's like very little to latch onto. But a new player starting today is like a pretty decent story to play through, to get attached through all these areas and characters. So yeah, maybe now that they're finished, like, I don't know, episode 1, they're gonna start advertising this game a little bit more. It already feels like they're trying a little bit with the game more. You see the comment sections for the roadmap and the first story teaser were very positive.
Okay.
And even on Bumped, you see the occasional positive comment these days. I think Reddit also is a lot better moderated these days, and it feels like a place you actually want to hang out in. So
That's shocking to me.
yeah. Steam forums are still dog shit, but whatever.
Oh yeah. Nothing's going to change that.
Yeah.
That's not even an NGS problem. That's just Steam in general.
Yeah.
Great service, but the whole community side of it, no.
Yeah, I'm never
At least-
using it myself.
At least the forum side of it.
But yeah. Maybe now that they have like this episode 1 content finished, they're gonna be like, hey, the game, try it out. Maybe maybe advertise your game on the next TGS or something. I don't know.
I swear they actually do go to TGS.
Yeah, Sega does go to TGS, but like to show the new Yakuza game and Sonic Racing, not for Phantasy Star.
It said a lot when I went to Japan to the Sega store that there was loads of Sonic stuff, loads of Yakuza stuff, loads of Atlas games. There was nothing at all Phantasy Star, so even on that side, there's nothing to push people into the game.
Yeah. Well, we are getting some collaboration stuff every now and then. Like there's some music in Yakuza that's like New Genesis music, I think.
Okay.
And recently in the Sonic Rumble game, there was a collaboration pack with Rappy and Arkuma. So there's that. So who knows? Maybe maybe these super games will come out and they're gonna be plastered with advertisement for other Sega games. Who knows?
Yes,
Wasn't
the ever elusive super games.
Wasn't it was it Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure 2 that advertised PSO?
Yeah, Sonic Adventure
Maybe
2.
that's the plan.
The first boss of the hero story had a poster for PSO somewhere. Which I don't mind that. I wish Sega did more of it. It's free advertisement.
Yeah.
I find that stuff like that just cute.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so
It's also why I didn't mind when the monitors were playing like trailers for an anime that Sega's funding, or the PSO anime, or the Sonic movie. I think that's like just smart use of the monitor system. But people complain that it's breaking their immersion, so we can't have nice things.
breaking your immersion in a game where you can make anything
Yeah,
in a good or bad way.
yeah.
Immersion. What immersion? That's just reminding me that when was the last time they actually did something with the monitors now? Because I swear that's been
Something
forever.
that isn't a movie concert. I think that was the last time they did
Yeah.
something with it was when they still were doing screenshots from the community,
Yeah.
which was ages ago.
Yeah, that must be what, a couple of years ago now?
Yeah.
I still remember during the year of PSO2 we had on global. I somehow managed to break my build, like my game build, in a way that it was playing like a bunch of the old monitor videos from JP.
Okay.
So it would have like a bunch of the advertisements for games and brands and a bunch of like random skits and stuff made by players. I remember when they had that shit going on screens. That was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I think it just doesn't get used now, does it? It's basically used for concert announcements and showing you there's an emergency on. That's it.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, but that's also, I think, like the problem with the lobbies, where I think the lobbies in NGS aren't particularly good.
Yeah.
Like, speaking of immersion, like, yeah, it's very immersive that all the shops are just in one line. Like, it's functional game design, but it's, I don't know, I think shops would probably be a little bit more spread out. If it was...
I think for me, I think one of the issues I've got as well is, again, this might go back to the open world thing, but because you've got all these different cities as well, I know that generally people will gather in predominantly one place depending on where the current update is.
Yeah.
But you will have people scattered around a little bit, and I think that does kind of fragment the player base a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Whereas on obviously PSO2 base, everyone was on the ARKS ship.
Okay, you had your different lobbies like Franca's Cafe and the casino
Yeah.
lobby. But most people were just in the regular ARK ship, so...
Yeah.
Feels a little too spread out.
Yeah, I kind of wish, since they clearly can overhaul the map, I kind of wish they would overhaul the lobbies maybe a little bit. Like, I don't know, have a chapter in the story that's like, oh, we're gonna fortify our defenses, and central town just becomes completely different. Or maybe they just fuse all the towns into one big city that they can better defend. Maybe that's why they're putting these Outer Realm portals in front of the Ratem and Quar city. To like, oh yeah, we're gonna siege this place, so get used to it not existing anymore. But then how do new players interact with a city that doesn't exist anymore?
Yeah.
Rework the entire thing. Make a big city in the middle of the map that connects into the 4 different regions.
Yeah. Sync the Lucio. So it's like in between all the 4 zones. I don't know. It's weird.
It'd be an interesting experience for a new player, wouldn't it? Like, go to Central City. Well, Central City hasn't existed for 2 years.
Central City? That's something they only mentioned in the history books. Get with the times, God.
Could turn it into another Lost Central.
Yeah. Lost Central. Which one? We lost like 3 of them. Yeah. But the stuff with the lobby, it's probably like too late to ask for changes there. It's probably something they'll implement in the next game, whenever that is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point in chat as well about the intro. Yeah, can we have a new intro movie, please?
Yeah, please. Like we have now officially confirmation that this is a new story arc. So can we please have a new intro for the new story arc, please?
I'm so sick of seeing that bird fly past at the start.
Yeah, fuck that bird, man.
I'm still sick of hearing the song.
I don't even mind the song, I just don't like the first 10 seconds of it.
That you hear every time you open the game.
Yeah.
Because SEGA's always been strong with their music. And I'm not saying that it's bad with this one, but I would love to hear something new.
Yeah.
something different, please.
And it's like also just free advertisement because these pre-rendered trailers always pop off on YouTube, and new players booting the game up and seeing a different intro already gives them completely different first impression. Or like a returning player. It's also
It's so outdated now, the intro, you know. I mean,
that too.
What is it? They fight a Nogleth, and then is it one of these sword guys?
A Nogleth and a Daitel.
Daitel, that's it. Shows you how relevant they are.
You know what would be funny? If they make a new intro, but it's an Altar Realm, where you fight High Ravid. and
It's the same intro, just an Altar Realm.
Yeah.
God, no. Don't give them the idea. They could literally just one-to-one this.
The bird is one of the vile squids.
Yeah. That would be so funny.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
I would kind of like it, but yeah.
That would be the perfect thing for an April Fool's intro.
Yeah.
It's just every enemy 1-for-1, but it's their Starless variant.
Yeah. Or High Starless.
Yeah. Just reading chat. I see we all agree here.
Use the old face flash too.
God, I can't. What did they think about that back in the day?
What were they thinking?
Babyface Ash.
Yeah, that looked so weird. Yeah,
It truly had its moments.
the last mini episode hints that Nador is gonna learn a new song, and it's basically confirmed at this point that in June, where the 5th or either June or May, we're gonna get a new concert, because we have the website for the 5th anniversary project, and there is a new music campaign written there. It's grayed out at the moment, but it's in there. And also PS2 during its 5th anniversary also had a new concert. It was the final Kuna concert actually, so it would match to have a new concert for New Genesis on the 5th anniversary as well. So yeah.
It is overdue.
That too, yeah.
Very much so.
I will say that I was not fond of the second Kunar concert we got, because it was literally a song we already had, but like Miyabi version, and the never-ending story or whatever. But like, I'm not a Japanese player, so I don't particularly enjoy that style of music a lot. I would imagine Japanese players probably liked it more. But it just felt like such a half concert. It's like one song of it is just a remix. So
Maybe that's what Nadros is.
yeah,
Oh no.
that would suck. I would like for it to have 2 new songs. Especially,
Song of Morning, but it turns out it's just a duet version.
you know,
I mean,
I-
it will be cool, but
I would be okay with it if they did something crazy with it. Like, for example, like, oh, we found a hologram of Kuna, so now we have a duet with Nadra and Kuna doing the Song of Morning. Like, I would like that. That would be dope.
that would be interesting.
But I would prefer it to be a new song entirely.
I would have also wondered, would they have been daring enough to make an N-spec Kuna, or would they do the flashback here of just reusing the PS2 ones?
I don't think they would do an N-spec Kuna, but they would probably give her a new outfit. And that would be N-spec.
That would work. That would be good enough.
Yeah.
Especially considering, for some reason, the outfits in the flashbacks after Vile are all just so low quality for no reason.
I mean, I'm guessing it's just the PS2 assets that we reused for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna put it as a thing there, at least have it render in full quality. You don't need to make them look better than normal, but at least have them look normal.
Yeah, that's... I kind of wish, in general, they would allow us to render NPCs in higher quality. Because I was recently taking screenshots in Town because I did a Town themed outfit. And the tattoo on Garora's chest is just pixelated to no end. I'm like, damn.
And that isn't tied to the like low-res render on others thing, is it? Since that is a set, but I don't know if that applies to NPCs.
I don't think it does.
Oh yeah, no. This just mentions specifically of other players. Yeah, never mind. That's just NPCs getting the short end of the stick. Shame.
Also, Hamazaki did say it's going to be a new song, like verbatim, so I doubt it's going to be a remix. Like, people say a lot about Hamazaki, but I don't think he ever lied, at least to my knowledge, so...
I mean, it could still use Song of Morning as like a... You know how they did with the PSO2 main theme for boss fights?
Yeah.
How they sort of work into the theme. They could always work some of the, some of the melody of Song of Morning into a new song.
Yeah.
But, still have it
The
be a new
motif could
song.
always be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could do it like Our Life, Our Scars, where the beginning is like the Song of Morning refrain, and then it goes into a new song, so that could work. I'm noticing we're approaching the 2-hour mark, so I would say we wrap it up real quick.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So
Yeah.
there were 2 questions in the headline. One of them we already mentioned with the critical rate DPS stats. I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. The other question was, when changing my play environment, the list of suggested items in the personal shop disappears. Please make it so the item name data is not lost. So they're working on something to improve that. Honestly, I would just prefer if they completely overhaul the shop system, where instead of having to search for items, you have a database of items to look through. You can even sort it by recent stuff or whatever to make it easier on new players.
So is this when you're searching an item name and you type in so much of it and then search for items that match it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really needs improving, because quite often I will type something in that I know is a real item name and it won't show up.
Yeah, same.
The item cache system is so goddamn archaic, it needs to go.
Yeah, and if you have a server-side database for it, then I can't imagine it would be that resource-intensive for a server. And that feels like a standard these days, to just have a list of items to pick from, instead of being like, no, you missed one letter and now we don't know what you're talking about. That's another thing where it feels like you need to have a wiki open in the second window to know what you're searching for.
Yeah. Like, if you want to if you want to help with rounding down like the search entries, at least have us like enter a category, because then you at least you get rid of a bunch of the extra bloat items.
Yeah. I mean, the fact is, you can search by category anyway, so you would think that, say if you're searching for weapons, even if it only has like an item list of all the weapons in the game, that's all you're going to be searching for anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also doesn't help that like this shop interface is designed around PSO2, where you had this whole box to search for augments, but like outside of EX augments, realistically you're not searching for augments anywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It feels very outdated, the shop menu. I wish they would overhaul it. Like from the ground up.
I can't ever say I've looked for a pre-augmented weapon outside of the EX augments in NGS. No. Because that shit's usually way too expensive anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating to use when you're trying to search for something that you know is a real item and the game's just like, no, it doesn't exist.
Nah. Can't do, sorry. And sometimes the item shop thingy would just hallucinate items. Like, I remember there was a time period around Aegis coming out where I would input C/half because I was like trying to search for halfy now, and the search would suggest me a what were the arguments called? Like Halfinia Domina or something, which is an augment that doesn't exist even to this day. So that was weird. That felt like an AI hallucinating events.
Maybe it's like a news item or something that they never used, that they forgot to take out.
Yeah, this is my guess. We do know
gotta peek behind the curtain.
We do know for a fact that they changed a lot about Chapter 5 in the process of making it, so maybe they originally wanted to do a Halfinia whatever, but then decided to do a high version of the regular thingy.
Yeah.
Also kind of funny now in retrospect that we had high Quaris, high Elio, Domina, and whatever, and now we have high Starless enemies. I wonder if that was planned or something.
Now we just need a high false.
And a high 5.
True! Bring some positivity.
Yes.
This community surely needs it.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I don't even know what's the point of keeping the comments sections on YouTube open, because like people will always just vomit their negativity in there, since like it's not a good look. Most players who play the game deliberately avoid it, so like what's the point of it existing?
Yeah. But you know it's just going to be negative looking at it, so you're not going to look anywhere.
Yeah.
I can't remember, do they ever actually like mention looking on the comments, or is that all just focused on Twitter?
They don't take feedback from the YouTube comments at all. They just look at Twitter and the Discord servers.
So it serves literally no purpose. Okay, yeah, no, close it.
Yeah.
Axe it all.
And like Final Fantasy doesn't do YouTube comments either, so it's like, okay, why is this? Like, it makes sense for the JP side, because if you read JP comments, a lot of them are actually very pleasant. But the English ones are just rubbish.
Yeah, I agree with that in chat as well. Not checking the chat during the headlines. I just hide the chat immediately.
Yeah,
it's just
same.
not worth it.
Never worth it. I'm just here for the headline, and I don't want to see what people are saying about it.
Yeah.
I'd rather make my own, have my own thoughts on it.
Yeah, so
Then I would say we're gonna select the raffle winner real quick.
okay.
Check if this
Also-
is correct.
The
Just wanna say
Gamba
thank-
section.
Yes.
Just thank you again to everyone who submitted screenshots as well.
Yep. Key. Let's see.
If there's ever gonna be a side of this game that will remain strong, it's the people that do their fashion and the people that take their screenshots.
Yep.
Forever a wide selection of good stuff there.
And
The
yeah,
creative space wizards as well.
maybe Yuchu mentioned in the chat that like if Final Fantasy 14 allowed comments on their YouTube stuff, the Dawn Trail comment section would be insufferable. That's so true.
Yeah.
Okay, let's spin the wheel.
Best of luck.
Good luck.
Oh. And the winner is Zatakari.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Hooray!
Big congrats, Sat.
Gonna message him later. So yeah, the next headline is on the March 31st. There we go. That's gonna be interesting because the story update drops the very next day. So I don't know if it's like fits your schedule, Sky, but it'll probably be better if you actually manage to beat Chapter 8 before we do the next ARKS launch.
I'll try.
Yeah. So we can actually like talk about it without spoiling anything.
I mean, if it's spoiled for me, spoil it for me. I'm not too worried. I mean, I'll be playing it. Even if I haven't played it by then, I'll be playing it immediately after anyway. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I will try and beat it beforehand.
Okay. So yeah, I hope everybody had fun with this episode of ARKS Launch, and we see you guys next month. Bye bye.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye.